Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie, with my coffee. And it is in my mug, but you can't see it because I'm on the avatar today. But first of all, I just want to say thanks, like the little ticker at the bottom. Thanks, everybody, for watching, liking, subscribing, being a member, buying me a coffee, PayPaling me, or sending super chats. And also a lot of you have bought merchandise from my store. Thank you so much. Your support really does mean everything to me. Now, what was the other thing I wanted to say? Yeah, just thank you. If you support my channel in any way, emailed me, just by watching maybe, participating in the chat or commenting or not commenting, thank you so much. It really does mean everything to me. Okay, so now I wanted to have a little rant yesterday, really, but I'm back at work now, back doing the Spanish classes as well, so I have less time to do videos. But I wanted to talk about this because, you know, they're just every day there's something to rant about, isn't there? But there's a lot more things as well than what I'm going to talk about now. But I thought I don't want to make the video too long. The rants are better off a bit shorter. So there's a few things that they mainly revolve around James Stupidly. Yeah, that's it. It should be called James Stupidly, not James Cleverly. I mean, it's the worst name ever to fit anyone. So James Stupidly is our Home Secretary, isn't he? And you know, he's on fire. He just keeps. Since he's become the Home Secretary instead of the Foreign Secretary, which I do think he liked better. I think he's had some sort of mental breakdown because he just keeps saying the wrong thing, doing the wrong thing. So, of course, just before Christmas, he made the joke about putting Rofinol, the date rape drug, in his wife's drinks, so to keep her mildly sedated, so she didn't realise that there were better men than him out there. Just before Christmas, he made this joke, and he's the Home Secretary. He's the Home Secretary. I think, you know, he's come out and apologised now, of course, for it. And that's what we're going to look at first of all, is apology for making that remark. When I can find it. Here we go. So let's see his apology.
Hurtful for a number of people, which is why I apologised when asked about it, and that apology was heartfelt. But I'm absolutely determined, as I have done from my first day as Home Secretary, committed to improving the safety of women and girls in the UK. When I was Foreign Secretary, I hosted meetings on reducing sexual violence against women in places of conflict.
Okay, so
to do so, my first visit as Home Secretary was to police officers who are focusing on investigating sexual violence.
I think, Home Secretary, it's the very fact that you had made that announcement that shocked people so much that you could then make the comments you did.
And so the point is, it was meant to be a joke.
It was meant to be a joke. Ha ha. I mean, and that is the whole point of it, isn't it? It was meant to be a joke. But, you know, people have suffered because of spiking. You know, people have died because their drinks have been spiked. You know, families of victims of spiking who have actually died were going mad, you can imagine. And then actual victims of spiking who did survive it, but maybe they were raped or assaulted, or, I mean, it was just shows how far off kilter he is. You know, you just don't make jokes like that, even in normal life. But if you're the Home Secretary, of course you don't, on the day that some new laws were coming out about spiking. So that was what he did just before Christmas, and that's what got him on the Twonk of the Year list, wasn't it? He was quite high up there. I think I put him as number 3. He was nominated. And I put him as number 3 because to me that is so serious, and especially serious just before Christmas, when young people especially will be out drinking and etc. You know, so spiking. I bet there were loads of people had drink spiked over Christmas. You know, and I just hope nobody was seriously hurt. So that's the first thing I just wanted to show you about this twonk. But he's gone on from that now, because I don't know if you know, but in the House of Lords and the House of Commons, in both our political houses, there's a subsidy on alcohol, and it is dirt cheap. You know, it's difficult for people to go out these days. That's why pub culture is sort of, unfortunately, you know, much reduced, what with COVID and the fact that nobody can afford to buy anymore, you know, is reasons why sort of the social, you know, because pub culture, not only about alcohol, is it? It's about getting out and meeting people and, you know, socializing, etc. And, you know, the British sort of pub culture is a good thing, as long as people don't go too far, I think. But anyway, but if you were a politician, or in the house, if you go into the Houses of Parliament, Commons or Lords, there is a huge subsidy on alcohol. So they can, you know, these are people that are earning good money anyway, but if they want to have an alcoholic drink, they can. Let's see. So James, stupidly, as I'm going to call him from now on, he was on GMB, and they asked him, because they did a poll, would you get rid of the alcohol subsidy in Parliament? And 97% of people who participated in the poll said yes. Now, let's see what he said about it. He can't put two words together either, and he is, at the end of the day, the Secretary of State. So this is the creme de la creme. These are the people that are running our country. You know, crazy to me. So let's have a look.
Can you justify why there is a subsidy for alcohol in the House of Commons and the House of Lords?
Do like Susanna Reid. She's quite good, isn't it? She always gets to the point. Richard Madeley, I can't make my mind up about. But anyway, I look at James Cleverly's face there. He's thinking, oh, what am I going to say?
Cheapest bar in London.
So I don't think it's right to describe it as a subsidy. What it is that because the building is pre-existing, because a lot of the normal costs.
So I have to keep stopping it. They'll probably pull me up for copyright anyway. Good Morning Britain always do. But so let's see what. So he's saying it's because, what was it he said? Because it's a building.
Costs that a normal costs that is pre-existing, because a lot of the normal costs.
A pre-existing building. So does that mean that if it's a pre-existing building, right? He says it's not a subsidy.
That a pub or a bar or a restaurant would have to incur, aren't incurred. It's not seeking to run at a profit.
So what is it there for then? It's not seeking to run at profit. It's just to supply MPs with cheap drinks.
That is why it is cheaper. That is not dissimilar to other organisations that have. But the point is, actually, most of the people that consume alcohol in Parliament are not parliamentarians.
So most of the people that consume alcohol in Parliament are not parliamentarians. Load of rubbish.
The vast majority of people, they work in Parliament. They are in a secure location. It's not easy necessarily for them to go to other places, and the hospitality venues within Parliament are not run as profit-making ventures. Are you telling us?
I mean, honest to God, how is this man? How is this government even still go? Oh, because by the way, Rishi Sunak has said the matter's closed. about the spiking incident, you know, about the joke that he made about spiking. And Rishi Sunak says the matter is closed. He's not going to talk about it anymore. So does he really think that because he says it's closed, the public don't think it's important anymore? Because Rishi Sunak has said the matter is closed. It's not closed, Rishi. You know, adios, Rishi, you're going this year.
It's that taxpayers' money is not used to subsidise the prices of the drinks. Is that what you're saying?
It's not that they're subsidised, it's that the cost base is low.
They're not subsidised, the cost base is low, and taxpayers' money does go towards it. He won't say that it doesn't.
Because of the unique nature of Parliament. But as I say, the vast majority of people in Parliament and the vast majority of people who use the hospitality venues in Parliament are not parliamentarians. They're members of staff, they're visitors.
Why should anyone be entitled to a cheaper drink in the Houses of Parliament?
Well, as I say, it's because the cost bases are lower. It's not run as a profit-making event.
He's just talking cojones.
And as I say, the vast majority of people that use it are not parliamentarians.
Dear me, oh, James, stupidly, you have sold your soul. Literally, they all sell their souls, don't they? So he said that the vast majority of people in Parliament who drink are not parliamentarians. Well, I've got a couple of things to show you that prove that that is just not true. So let's see. Now, I don't know if you remember this. This is Jacob Rees-Mogg. He was drunk and fell asleep. You know, this is the guy, if he's your MP, I don't know whose MP he is, but he's an MP for somewhere, though he's stepping down at the next election because he's been knighted. He is now in the House of Lords. He's going over to the House of Lords. Boris Johnson put him on his knighthood list. He's another one from the chumocracy. He stood up for Boris Johnson, defended him, etc. And the reason he defended him was because he was going to get a knighthood. And that's where he's going next. But this is him lying down on the job. Lying down on the job in Parliament, drunk, falling asleep. Okay, when there was this poor woman here, she must, you know, it's a shame. These people, I don't want to criticise all MPs. There's a lot of MPs out there work really hard for their constituencies. You know, are accessible to their constituents. You know, your MPs, at the end of the day, people vote in an MP. The MPs are there to represent you. That is what they're there for. That's the only reason they're there. They're elected, so they have a responsibility to their constituents. You know, so sorry, Mr. Stupidly, James Stupidly. Here's one parliamentarian that obviously had enjoyed having a good drink up in the, you know, and he's a millionaire as well. So, of course, you know, doesn't really need subsidised. Look, there he was, falling asleep, drunk, lounging on the, you know, just this government has just made a joke of the British. So this picture went all over the world. So again, our reputation internationally down more, down more, down more. Just disgusting, I think. So the speaker shouted to him, "Sit up, man." See if we get a little loud. Sorry.
Now, there's been a lot of talk about democracy tonight, and the leader of the House, who I have to say, with his body language throughout this evening, has been so contemptuous of this House and of the people. And for the benefit of Hansard, the leader of the House has been spread across around 3 seats, lying out as if that was something very boring for him to listen to tonight. Well, can I just say to him, when he has been lecturing us about democracy, we will have none of it.
Member for West Dorset.
Look, he's still lying there. Doesn't give a S-H-I-T. There you go, Lord Rees-Mogg. Lord Rees-Mogg. Creme de la creme. Okay, and then I want to show you another one. Another exemplary member of Parliament turning up to Parliament drunk. And this, of course, is Michael Gove. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but let's see. That's the one in. Hang on. So this particular, what's the word? Let me just put that up. Okay. This particular person who's sort of representing this, putting up this video on their Facebook, is saying, is he drunk or coked out of his nuts? That's basically. He could be either. But anyway, let's have a look. Now, this was when this was a couple of years ago. This was when, of course, Jeremy Corbyn was the leader of the opposition. And the other thing I'd just like to point out, imagine if that would have been, if this would be Jeremy Corbyn, you know, so drunk. Look at Michael Gove here. He's absolutely off his trolley.
That their policy would heap misery on the people of this country. Let's just take a look at Brexit and tried to hide the fact that their policy would heap misery on the people of this country.
Let's just actually go back, because this guy here, this is Chris Pincher, who had to step down. He's had to step down because of groping allegations. A young man in the Tory party accused him of assault. So he's gone. I think this guy is, oh God, what's his name? He's one of those Brexiteer guys that spoke up against the COVID injections. He's gone from the Tory party. Anyway, Michael Gove is still there. Let's just carry on looking at
on the people of this country.
Well, he's just hanging on to that thing. How dare they? How dare they turn up drunk? Imagine if you turned up drunk to work. You know, just imagine. And you're not like a high-ranking politician. How dare they? How dare they bring the British Parliament into such disrepute? How dare they? How dare they? It makes me really mad. Now, I want to show you another. Now, this was a picture. I mean, this did make me laugh. I mean, this was in 2021. I think it was just after COVID. Michael Gove in a nightclub in Aberdeen. See, the other thing is it just shows how stupid he is, because so he thinks as Michael Gove, he can just troll into a nightclub, coked out of his head or drunk out of his head, and start raving, and nobody's going to sort of notice. I mean, and he should be able to enjoy himself. Don't get me wrong, he should be able to enjoy himself, but you have to remember who he is. If this was Keir Starmer, or if this was Jeremy Corbyn, or this was anybody else, they won't get away with it. Oh, sorry, I'll just put it through the it is quite funny. I think a lot of people liked him more after this. Oh. The other thing you have to remember about Michael Gove as well, he's another one of these who's not honest about his home arrangements. Let's say he was married, he's had a daughter, but that is not the way his his leanings are completely other way, which is fine. Just be honest about it. Be honest. That's why he doesn't stand for leader. Because if he stood for leader, there's so many injunctions going through that Conservative Party. So many injunctions out that people aren't, you know, so many things that we don't know and we'll never get to know properly because of these super injunctions. But you can see he's been sucked in by these two boys because he likes boys. He likes young men. You know, fine, but be honest about it. It's like that really embarrassing dad dancing, isn't it? Ah, dear. So there you go. So, but according to James Cleverly, parliamentarians don't use the free, the subsidised alcohol. Load of rubbish. Load of rubbish. Another thing that actually, oh no, I'll do that in another rant, because otherwise this video will get too long. So that's what I wanted to do the rant about today. You know, lying. The lies, they just pour out one after the other. You've got James stupidly saying, first of all, making jokes about date rape drugs. Wonder how many of how much Rofinol he's slipped in people's subsidised drinks in the Houses of Parliament at the subsidised bar. It makes it easier for him, I suppose. Makes it cheaper for him to buy his drinks that he just puts a little bit of Rofinol in. It's not illegal. That's what he said. He said, oh, you can put in a little bit of Rofinol in your wife's drink every day is not illegal. God, can you imagine how irresponsible to say that? Because there will be men out there who literally will go and put Rofinol in their wife's drink because he's said that it's not illegal, just a little bit. Oh, my God. Just the irresponsibility of it. This is the creme de la creme of the British political system. So sooner this election comes this year, the better. Now, of course, we don't have that problem with Rishi Sunak because I don't think he drinks, because I think according to his religion, which I'm not quite sure, is he Hindu? I think he may be Hindu. I think he doesn't drink. Let's just have a look. So hopefully we don't have that problem with him. So he just promotes Coca-Cola, doesn't he, like he did on his Christmas message. Let's see what his religion is. Is he Hindu? Or... yeah, he's Hindu. And I think, I don't think they drink. So I don't know, or they're not supposed to. Of course, you know, a lot of religions. No, so it's got a more flexible and varied approach to matters such as alcohol consumption, but it is regarded as unhealthy and potentially leading to violent behaviour. So basically, it's not a complete no like it is in the Muslim religion. But again, you know, people. Doesn't mean to say that people don't drink just because their religion tells them they're not supposed to. People do a lot of things, don't they, against their religion, and then they go to church and or the mosque, you know, as if they are like you know, whiter than white, if you like, or innocent of everything. Anyway, and that's in all religions. I'm not just singling out the Muslim religion for that. I think church sometimes is to me, I also, whenever I start watching a crime thing and they say, oh, and they went to church, I just think, oh, it's them, they're the murderer. And they always are, or they normally are. And it's awful because it's not that I don't believe in church. I do believe in church, and church supports so many people. It's not for me, but, you know, I would never tell somebody what they should do. But it's very, I think it's awful. Sometimes people do use the church as a way of getting into people's close circle, the vulnerable people that are going to church because they're needing something in their lives, you know, to give them a purpose. And these charismatic sort of pastors, you know, can often inveigle themselves into people's lives and put an image over that's not really, hide behind this image, this religious sort of image. Unfortunately, that does happen. I don't know how I ended up talking about that, because I was talking about James stupidly. May have to cut that bit out. Anyway, thank you for watching. I put my ticker back up for the end normally. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you're watching this when it's released on Thursday the 4th of January, tonight is the first members live of 2024, and it's going to be a good one. I'm going to talk about gatekeepers. What are they? Are there any, particularly with the Nicola Bulley case? Also, I've got a lot of new members to welcome, and also I've got a new perk for members that I'm going to be talking about tonight. So thank you so much for watching. Remember to always live and love very wisely, very carefully. Always be careful of what your husband's or your wife is putting in your drink. And I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, may your God go with you.